Happy 2026, but before we put the book of 2025 on the shelf, I want to take one more look and take a peek at what happened year over year in 2025, both in the beach cities market and the Orange County market at large. We're going to look at real numbers, statistics, and what played out in the market. Then we'll take a look at the new laws that impact you as a homeowner today in 2026. And we're going to end with a deal of the week you don't want to miss. Let's jump in. The high sale of the week to end the year of 2025 was 35321 Beach Road. It was originally listed with a San Diego agent for $5.495 million, and it finally just sold for $4.7 million. The really neat thing with this house is it had a fire pit in the sand right on its own back patio up against the beach. It was incredible views. Again, Beach Road is one of our most iconic streets here in our area. It's like nothing else out there. If you're anything like me, you feel like the headlines of 2025 were quite the roller coaster, with people predicting the next recession at around every single corner, predicting that real estate was breaking, prices were falling. But let's take a look at exactly what happened in 2025 and how it compared to 2024. First, let's look at Orange County's numbers, then Beach City's numbers, and then break it down by city real quick so we get a clear snapshot exactly what's happening here in our Orange County market. So, did prices fall in Orange County? No, they actually went up in 2025 by a whopping 3.13% in the greater entire Orange County, but just wait, we'll get to beach cities in a moment. Really quickly, it is interesting to look at and see that the days on market went up from a median of 13 days on market in Orange County in 2024 to 19 days on market in 2025. We saw a total of 28,685 new listings in all of Orange County in 2025. That's roughly 1,700 more listings than we saw in 2024, but that's the number of new listings. How many of them actually sold? In 2024, there were 20,896 homes that sold and closed escrow in Orange County. In 2025, that number dropped just a little bit to 20,727. So for perspective, homes are taking a little bit longer to sell in 2025 than they did in 2024, but they sold for 3.13% more at 94.1% of their average original list price in Orange County. But that's Orange County, and we are the lucky ones who get to live in the very south tip of it, the beach cities. Let's take a look at what's happened in the numbers in Dana Point, San Clemente, San Juan Capistrano, and Laguna Niguel. The big news, the beach cities outperformed Orange County, and prices rose 5.66% here in the beach cities to $1,607,646 for an average dollars per square foot of 798 on sold properties. What about days on market? Our days on market in the beach cities takes a little bit longer than the rest of Orange County. Our median days on market went to 24, which was at 16 days on market in 2024. We had 2,796 new listings in 2024. We had 2,844 new listings in 2025. But how many of them sold, you ask? Well, in 2024, we sold 2,049 homes here in the beach cities. In 2025, we sold 2,041 homes. So almost the same exact number, off by 8 homes. On average, listings sold for 94.3% of their list price, very similar to the greater Orange County. What's the takeaway for the beach cities market? Well, it took a little bit more time to sell homes in the beach cities than the greater Orange County, but they appreciated by 2.2% more than the rest of the county. But unless you own multiple homes here in the beach cities, you really only care about your city. So let's take a look at each of the cities and get a quick snapshot at the dollars per square foot, the median sales price, and how many homes sold in your town. Dana Point had 419 sales. This is up from 388 from 2024 for a median sales price of $1.88 million with an average dollars per square foot of $1,017. San Clemente saw sales drop from 671 in 2024 to 633 in 2025 with a median sales price of $1,762,000 for an average dollars per square foot of $835. Laguna Niguel had sales go up from 619 sales in 2024 to 656 in 2025 with a median sales price of $1.425 million. That's averaging out at $754 per square foot in Laguna Niguel. San Juan Capistrano's sales dropped from 371 in 2024 to 333 in 2025 with a median sales price of $1,472,000 for an average of $708 per square foot. So what's the big picture? Well, demand shifted a bit. Homes took a little bit longer in 2025 to sell, but prices continue to rise anyway because you live in the cities where everybody else wants to live. There's nowhere else like it. Let's talk about two new laws that are now in effect in 2026 that affect real estate ownership. AB 628 now requires that owners of apartment units supply their tenants not just with a stove and the standard appliances that you see in any apartment, but also now a refrigerator. So tenants, you no longer need to bring your own refrigerator. That one's on the landlord, as well as any other customary standard expected appliances, which is a little bit vague. The second law to consider for 2026 is SB 4110. This now requires your homeowners associations to provide balcony disclosures and inspections to buyers, which has been a big sticking point in 2025 because there have been changes with balconies in condominium and townhomes where there's balconies on second floors this year. If they aren't certified, your property may not qualify for Fannie and Freddie financing, making it really difficult for buyers to get loans. So you will want to know before putting your home on the market, if you're in a townhome or a condominium with balconies, whether or not your neighborhood is certified for those balconies and has completed all the inspections they need to do so that your buyer can get financing and pay full market value for your property. Real quick, let's talk about the mortgage world. Mortgages started much higher at the beginning of the year. Thankfully, we ended the year at 6.2% on a 30-year average, which is great relief, which is why we've seen our demand hold steady as the year ends and trickle down a little bit, which is seasonal, but our supply has fallen off significantly. And so as of right now, we have half the inventory we did back in the summer, but our demand is only down by about 25%. This week's deal of the week is 25362 Calle Becerra. This is a coming soon property. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single level, no HOA pool home in Laguna Niguel, listed for only $1,575,000. It's hard to find something that fits all of those boxes: single level, pool, no HOA here in our area, under 1.8 or so. Even at that, it's hard to find often. So if you want to take a look at it, showing starts Saturday, January 10th. Again, let me know if you want to see it because this one's going to fly off the shelf. That's a wrap for our 2025 Beach Cities market update. We don't have to go back to last year unless you have more questions specific about your property, your neighborhood, and your real estate planning for 2026. If you have any of those questions, reach out to me. Now is the time to strategize to make sure that you win this year in real estate.